Yo, before we start this video, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, right there. Right in the right-hand corner. It's right there. Thank you. Welcome back, Sentinels. Welcome back. Another episode of Black Father Sentinel, where we are changing the narrative of how fathers are depicted as well as discussed in today's society. I want to let y'all know I appreciate all the viewers, all the subscribers, all the likes, all the comments. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe so we can continue to push this message out there. All right, now that that's out the way, let's get right into it. So I've been talking to a lot of fathers lately, and I'm just asking or posing this question, like what's holding you back from actually being there as a father? What roadblocks are you going to that's preventing you to actually stand up and be the father that you know you can be, right? And so I'm getting like a unanimous consensus in terms of their response. So they're telling me basically like, man, I just don't feel comfortable in the state that I'm in, right? So we talked a lot about the needs of a child, right? They don't feel comfortable with, what they can buy because they're not in a position to buy the things that society says is hot. We talked a lot about, the time. They really don't have a lot of time because they're trying to hustle and bustle and work this job, work that job, whatever the case may be, just trying to better their financial state, right? And then we also talked about guidance. And a lot of the times they say, man, I just don't know. Like I grew up without a father, or my father was there, but I just didn't have that guidance growing up. So I really don't know how to pour into my child, right? So I took all that into account and I decided to, let's talk about it. So we're gonna title this video, Be Comfortable. That's simple. Like just be comfortable in the state that you're in. So let's address those three, right? Let's address the needs. Let's address the time. Let's address guidance, okay? First one, out the gate, to start it all off, stop worrying about if you're gonna be judged or how you look as a father, right? Nobody cares. You gotta remember it's only you versus you in this world, right? So you just wanna make sure that you're showing up the best you can be every day, right? It might not be enough for somebody else, but if it's enough for you in the current state that you're in, then that's okay, man. Like, don't worry about being judged. People are gonna talk about you regardless. So just get that out your mind. It's a mindset at this point, right? Because we're talking about children. We're talking about the ones that are going to change the future. When we dead and gone and we leaving our legacy, these are the ones that we're leaving it to. So you can't worry about being judged, man. You can't worry about being judged at all. All right, so first one, so needs, right? So I'm talking to these fathers and they just say, man, I can't buy him Jordans every time they drop. I can't buy him the LaMelos every time they drop. And listen, I totally get it. So I just bought my son some LaMelos, right? They the hottest things going out. It was like the ones that were all inclusive of all the other shoes, right? So we waiting in line for him, like a virtual line, right? We ended up winning the lottery for him and we ended up getting the shoes, long story short. Not even 2 weeks later, they dropped another one, right? The all black ones. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. He didn't even get a chance to really express himself in the shoes, and they already dropping another one. So fathers, I totally understand, man. But at the end of the day, we know that our children, they have needs, right? So we have to do what we can do. So if you can't afford the expensive shoes or the latest shoes that's out, yo, you got to get them something. Now, listen, I'm not a fan of Pro Wings, but you got to do what you got to do. I had Pro Wings when I was growing up. Nobody knew, right? If that's all you can buy is some Walmart specials, then go ahead and grab the Walmart specials. Just teach him or her how to take care of them. Do the same thing that you would do with a pair of Jordans or with a pair of LaMelos. When they get scuffed up, we go grab that toothbrush. Bam, we're making sure the bottom part of them is white, scrubbing it with the toothbrush. We washing our shoestrings by hand in the sink. Just do the same things. It doesn't matter. He don't even understand it. Well, he might or he may not. But at the end of the day, if that's all that you can afford and that's all that you can buy your son or your daughter, do what you have to do, right? You did your part. Now, you're going to get some flack, man, them weak, boom, boom, boom. Maybe even the mom, she'll talk crazy to you. But at the end of the day, man, it's the thought that count. And pretty soon you're going to be in a better place to where you can afford those Jordans or whatever the case may be. And you still might not want to buy them. Like me personally, I'm just not a fan of paying $125 for a pair of shoes, $200 for a pair of shoes, and the man is only 8. Like, he's just gonna run out there and scuff them. But that's just how I deal with my money. Like, I don't like seeing my money go to waste like that. At times I do it because I'm in a better financial state, but I'm not doing that on a continued basis. So my whole point by saying that is that just do what you can, man. Do what you can. There's a lot of options out here. As long as they got clothes on their back, shoes on their feet, compliments of you doing your part. So don't worry about how it look, man. Just continue to go and do what you got to do. All right? Now check it out. We also talk about time. Like a lot of fathers say, I don't got a lot of time to really like spend with them, man, because I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm just hustling, bustling, I'm trying to make it happen in life to get to that final state that I want to be in so I can spend the time, right? Everybody doing that. We know that we're exchanging dollars for time. We know it. It's the rat race. We get up, go to work every day, work those 8 hours. What can we possibly else be doing, in order to turn that time that we're working for somebody else to be working for ourselves? Listen, if you're not there yet, you're not there yet, and that's absolutely fine. But it will come if that's your intent and you're putting that energy out there. But there's no excuse for not spending time with your child. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, you have to be around. You have to spend time. And it can be small things, my guy. Like, it can be real small. Go take them and get some ice cream. That's it. Take them and get some ice cream, chop it up with them, see how their day was, see what's going on in their little life of theirs and their little mind of theirs. Make the corrections that you need to correct. If they're going down a thought process that is not conducive to a healthy lifestyle, correct them on that. Tell them why. Always explain why to your children, right? So there's no excuse for not spending time. Like, we have to spend time. We have to be there. You have to be present. There is no excuse. Remember, they didn't choose to be here. We created them and we brought them into the world. So you shouldn't have the opportunity to walk away if you created something. Like, that's yours, that's your baby. Take care of that. Take them out to a movie. Take them out to the park. Me and my children, we like to go to the gym. We work out. I work out the boy as well as the girl. We do that like 3-4 times a week, and we alternate. So sometimes we'll go work out. Sometimes we'll just go swim and just to hang out. But it's keeping them active, and it's keeping me present around them, and I'm just involved. So they notice that growing up. Because you got to remember this also, fathers. Like, whatever you do to your children, that is the blueprint, right, of what they're going to do when they grow up and they have kids. You want your son or daughter to be a deadbeat? Like, you wouldn't want that for them. Now you got all these kids out here misguided or no guidance at all and just running around going crazy. I talked about that in a few videos ago, just taking people baseline and just doing all type of just out of order stuff. Like, you don't want that to transpire. So my thing with time, you got to make it happen. There's no excuse for that. I'm not giving you an excuse for that. We don't get an excuse for that. You have to make it happen. I don't care what situation that you are in with the kid's mom. It don't matter. Eat that. You built for that. Go harder. You had those kids. Like, let's do it. Like, we out here, we standing up, we're doing what we have to do. Remember that. There's no excuse. You have to spend time, period. And then lastly, we talked about guidance. Like, a lot of fathers were telling me, like, man, I just don't know what to honestly tell my son or my daughter because I just don't know. Like, I don't even got my own self together. So how am I trying to input value in them and I don't have my own stuff together? And that's a good point. That is a good point. Like, you don't want to be toxic and then pour toxic stuff onto them. So that's a good point. So let's just start this way. Start getting yourself together. Start going to the gym. Start eating better. Start reading more. Start engaging your stuff in things to where you see your life going, right? You want to be this, that, and the third? Start going to those little community events for this, that, and the third. Again, there's no excuse for none of this stuff. Like, you have to do it. And I tell you one thing about guiding your child, like, you know what's right and you know what's wrong. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You can see him. Guidance is simply communicating with your child. That's all it is. You see him going down the wrong path, you snatch him up. Listen, go this way, son, and here's why you should go that way. Now, I'm not an advocate of taking somebody off their evolutionary journey, but I am an advocate. If you see a person going the wrong way, you have to say something. Like, listen, you're going down the wrong path. Stop doing that. Stop being that way. That's not conducive to a healthy lifestyle. If you continue in that fashion, here's what's going to wind up. You're dead. You're in jail. You constantly got negativity around you. You got bad karma. You know what I mean? So that's all guidance is. It's just talking to them and leading them in the right direction or leading them in whatever direction that you want them to be. Like, if you're a boxer and you want your son to be a boxer, guide him to be a boxer. Don't just leave these kids out here to try to figure out things on their own, y'all. Come on, fathers, we're going to have to do better. Like, and again, this channel is not to like put y'all down. It's only to be used for research when you go through things like you may be thinking, I don't know how to guide. You may be thinking, I don't have a lot of time. You may be thinking that, man, I can't even give my kids what they need. Come back to this video, check it out, and I just give you examples of what it takes to do those 3 things, right? So that's all it's about. We're just doing what we have to do. There's no excuses. There are good dads out here. You are a good dad. So start acting like it. Start doing what you need to do, no matter what. And initially, whenever you first start a thing, it's going to be hard. So if you've been a deadbeat for quite some time now, and you're just now getting back in the picture because you're watching these videos and you're trying to do better, just know you're going to get smoked. Oh, here you go, trying to just be a dad now. You're still going to get talked about, whatever. But you can never mind that and just keep pushing. Set a goal. I want to be a great father. Despite if you had one or not, I want to be a great father. Say that every morning, right? Say that every morning so it can seek into your subconscious, and then you just waking up one day and you just known for being a great father. Like, keep pushing, y'all. So long story short, just want to sum it up by saying this: be comfortable in the state that you're in. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But you got to make something happen, right? And then you just keep pressing towards the mark. And eventually you'll wake up and you'll get there. I promise you that. That's facts. So let's go, fathers. Let's continue to stand up. Let's continue to change this narrative out here, because there are great fathers out here. We are alive and well. Let's change the narrative. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep going. And I'm going to keep dropping these videos. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll holler at y'all next time. Black Father Center.